Hello everyone, this is Jason from Primetime Aquatics. I am super excited to bring you a species profile of a fish that is in one of my new favorite tanks in all of our home. Let's go take a closer look at the Adolfoi Cory. And by the way, if you want to see more of this aquarium, check out the video in the upper right hand corner as well as in the description below. So I have been wanting to do this species profile for so long. This is one of my top 3 Cory cats on the face of the earth, otherwise known as the Adolfo's Cory, the Adolfoi Cory, Corydoras Adolfoi, or more recently, Hoplisoma Adolfoi. So this is an awesome Cory cat, and you're going to see it is full of color, full of personality, and just awesome. It's from South America, like pretty much all the other Cory cats are. They don't mind a little bit of flow where they're at. Don't mind a little bit of flow in your aquarium. More on how to set it up in a few minutes. Size, they're going to be typical Cory cat adult sizes, right around 2 inches, maybe a little bit more. But what sets this Cory cat apart from so many others is the color, and you're seeing that with the orange and the nice deep black. Here we have them in a tank with some rust Corys as well. But this is a great fish. Both the males and the females are going to show awesome color. Females are going to be a little larger, a little rounder. Very, very peaceful fish, as pretty much all Cory cats are. You really can't go wrong here. This is just an awesome inhabitant for your aquarium. And I think that's one of the things that attracts people to Cory cats in general. And this one in particular, you're not only getting that peaceful fish that's kind of Cory cat goofy, but it is got great color, and it's a very hardy Cory cat as well. Expect them to live around 5 years, maybe a little bit longer. Now, if there's a downside to this particular fish, retail, it's a little bit more expensive than a lot of the other Cory cats you're going to find. Somewhere usually around $10 to $20 a piece. Sometimes you find them a little bit cheaper, sometimes they're a little bit more. Now, if you're looking for this fish and all the other awesome fish you see in this aquarium, check out Flip Aquatics, flipaquatics.com. They are a channel sponsor. They're awesome. They quarantine all their shrimp for at least 4 weeks and their fish for at least 2 to ensure that you're getting the maximum healthy fish possible. Now, when it comes to tank mates for your Cory cats, and in this one in particular, it's really not that difficult. You want to keep them in a group. So we have, I believe there's 6 in this aquarium. You can keep them with other Cory cats if you want, but I usually try to keep at least 4 of a particular type of Cory cat. They're not schooling fish the way that you're seeing some of the other fish are here, but they do like to be in groups. Keep them with other peaceful fish. In this aquarium, you're seeing them with green neons, Galaxy rasboras, otherwise known as celestial pearl daniels. We've got some lamp-eye rasboras in here. We have a green dragon pleco, so those are fine. So all of your tetras, most of your tetras for the most part are going to be fine, except for your more fin nippy ones like maybe the Buenos Aires tetra, but most of your tetras are fine. All of your rasboras are going to work just fine. They'll probably leave adult shrimp alone. Your shrimplets might go missing. Snails are usually going to be perfectly fine. If you wanted to keep them with a betta, that is usually not a problem at all. Some of the smaller cichlids, the more peaceful ones like your rams, your crebensis, your apistos work just fine. In this tank, we've got nanochromis, and that has worked out okay. Dichrosis might be another example. So these smaller, more dwarf cichlids usually work out okay. Stay away from African cichlids. So almost all African cichlids really like to have their bottom area, and they will relentlessly chase these guys around, stress them out. It won't work well. Same thing with a lot of your more aggressive loaches like your Bergmori loach, your red-tail loach, or the red-tail or rainbow sharks. Probably not the best idea there either. But you could go with some gouramis, sparkling gouramis, honey gouramis, dwarf gouramis, all work just fine. So if you want more information on tank mates, check out the description below. We've got some more species profiles for you there if you want to get an idea of what you can keep together. Now, in terms of the water parameters, temperature, they're pretty easy, going anywhere from around maybe 72 to 80 degrees. We have kept them closer to around that 78 to 80. They seem to do just fine there, but we've also brought them down into the mid 70s. They work just fine. Now, on the internet, it's going to tell you, hey, these Cory cats pH is somewhere around 6 to 7. We have them at a pH of 8, and we have kept hundreds upon hundreds of these fish and never had an issue, and still don't have an issue long-term keeping them at a pH of 8. So anywhere from around 6 to 8 is probably going to work just fine. Again, these are really hardy fish. In terms of water hardness, somewhere around 2 to 4 degrees on your low end, maybe up to 12 to 15 degrees on the upper end. We're at right around 10 degrees on our GH and KH. By the way, if you don't know what that means, check out the video in the upper right-hand corner. We discuss water hardness. It's a really important concept for fish keepers to understand. Water quality, please make sure you don't have any ammonia or nitrite in the tank. It needs to be a well-cycled tank. If you do have ammonia or nitrite, Cory cats in general just don't do well. Now, when it comes to feeding these fish, really easy to do. So they accept a wide range of foods, really easy to get them onto the foods. We feed all of our fish North Fin foods because we absolutely love them. They eat all the different types of flakes. We feed them krill, community, cichlid, kelp flakes. They go crazy for it all. They love the Bug Pro from North Fin. We also feed them the small sinking pellets like the community and the cichlid pellets. And if you ever want to see something really cool, put in a North Fin kelp wafer. They do a little Cory cat tornado around that thing until it's gone. It's pretty fun to watch. Now, tank size. These fish are not huge, right? They're going to max out right around about 2 inches or so. However, we do want to keep them in groups. Therefore, my strong recommendation for most of the average size Cory cats is at least a 20-gallon tank. It doesn't matter if it's a 20 standard or 20 long, but a 20-gallon would be a really solid option. If you want basically stocking options for a 20-gallon, check out that video in the upper right-hand corner. We give you lots of options. Now, when it comes to decorating your tank, you saw what Joanna did here. By the way, again, if you want to see more of this aquarium, check out the description. This is a really awesome setup. Sand for your Cory cats really should be a strong consideration. We're using a red flint sand here that we really like. We've got it in a number of our aquariums. The sand color, if it's a little bit darker, you're going to see that black and the orange in your Adolfoi Cory. It's going to be a lot more pronounced. If it's lighter like this, obviously they're still showing great color, but it might not be quite as deep as if it was a darker sand. Rocks, wood, plants, real or fake, are a really great idea. Give them some structure so that they feel comfortable. If they feel that they need to hide, they can do that. And most of the time they're going to be out anyway, but that structure really helps them feel secure. Now, breeding these fish, like most Cory cats, they are going to lay eggs, and those eggs will stick to the glass of your aquarium and some of the decorations. Like all Cory cats, if you don't pull those eggs, most likely they're going to go missing. Either the Cory cats themselves will eat them eventually, or other fish will. So if you want to breed these, if you want to breed Cory cats in general, I usually, if I see the eggs, I will scrape them off, throw them in an egg tumbler. Usually after a couple days, they start to hatch, and then I will put them in a breeder box and then feed them live baby brine or some nano pellets. North Fin has some pellets that we can just kind of smash up and they will sink. Fry are not hard to care for, but you just, generally speaking, you can't leave them in a community tank or with the parents because the eggs are just going to go missing. But this is a really peaceful fish that's full of color, full of personality, and I can tell you this, all the Cory cat types, this is one where people really take notice. So if you get a chance to keep them, I highly recommend them. There really aren't that many challenges to keeping them. They're typical Cory cats, hardy, peaceful, and just a really great fish to have in your aquarium. Would love to hear from you. If you've kept them before, what'd you think? Leave that in the comments section below. If you want more information on fish to keep with your Cory cats, check out those videos in the upper right and lower right hand corner. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.